Imagine skipping breakfast to feel sharper, lunch to stay productive, and dinner because you read intermittent fasting works miracles. At first, it feels empowering, like you've unlocked some secret your body's been hiding. But there's a line, invisible and dangerous, that your body crosses without warning. Like a dimmer switch slowly fading the lights, your organs begin shutting down one by one. What starts as discipline becomes destruction. And the scariest part, you might not even notice it happening until it's too late. But let's rewind. Before your body crosses that invisible line, there's a window where fasting actually works the way the wellness influencers promise. The first 48 hours reveal something remarkable about human resilience. By hour 12, your body makes its first major shift. Your liver, like a backup battery, has been storing glucose in the form of glycogen. Now it taps into those reserves, releasing steady energy to keep you going. Around hour 16, something even more impressive happens. Research shows your body enters a state called ketosis, where it begins burning fat for fuel instead of carbohydrates. It's like your car switching from gas to electric mode, seamlessly adapting to what's available. That morning coffee craving, it's not just habit. Your body has learned to expect fuel at certain times, and when it doesn't arrive, hormones adjust, signaling the brain that conservation is now the priority. What feels like hunger is actually your metabolism shifting gears, entering a mode your ancestors relied on when food was scarce. In evolutionary terms, this flexibility kept humans alive during long stretches without a meal. By hour 24, your cells activate what scientists call autophagy, a kind of spring cleaning at the cellular level. Damaged proteins get broken down and recycled. Your body isn't just waiting for food, it's repairing itself. Studies suggest this process may support longevity and cellular health, though the mechanisms are still being studied. Around hour 48, fat burning reaches its peak. Your liver works like a hidden biochemical factory, converting stored fat into ketones that fuel your brain and muscles. You might feel unusually focused or unusually irritable, maybe both at the same time. That's your body prioritizing survival, sharpening your senses the way it would have when humans were hungry and needed to hunt. This is the part that fascinates researchers. Your body doesn't collapse, it adapts. It's efficient, elegant even. But here's what most people don't realize: this adaptation has limits. This marks a turning point. Around hour 72, your body faces a decision it can no longer postpone. The glycogen reserves are depleted. The fat stores are being tapped, but they can't supply everything your brain and muscles demand. So your body does something most people don't realize happens this early: it starts breaking down muscle tissue for glucose. This process is called gluconeogenesis. Your liver converts amino acids from muscle protein into the sugar your brain absolutely requires to function. It's like a homeowner burning furniture to stay warm when the heating system fails. Efficient? Yes. Sustainable? Absolutely not. Most people think muscle loss only happens after weeks of starvation. The reality is more nuanced. Research shows that after 48 to 72 hours without food, your body begins catabolizing muscle protein to maintain blood glucose levels. The gains you worked for at the gym, your body starts breaking them down, prioritizing survival over strength. And here's the paradox no one warns you about. You might feel mentally sharp and physically weak at the same time. Your brain, fueled by ketones, and whatever glucose your liver manufactures, could be unusually clear. But your muscles, they're weakening. You might notice it when you stand up too quickly and feel lightheaded, or when climbing stairs suddenly feels exhausting. This isn't your body failing. It's your body prioritizing what keeps you alive: brain function over muscle mass, cognition over coordination. In evolutionary terms, it makes sense. When our ancestors faced prolonged hunger, they needed mental sharpness to find food, even if it meant sacrificing some physical strength. But here's what matters: this varies widely by individual metabolism, body composition, and activity level. An athlete with more muscle mass might experience this differently than someone with higher body fat. A sedentary person might tolerate it better than someone still trying to exercise. The warning signs are subtle at first: dizziness when you change positions, a mental fog that wasn't there before, weakness that feels different from regular hunger fatigue. These aren't just discomfort, they're signals that your body is shifting from adaptation into something more precarious. And the concerning part, many people push through these signals, mistaking them for a necessary phase of discipline. They're not. They're the early markers of your body cannibalizing itself to survive. But there's a flip side to this adaptation that most people never consider. By the time you reach 1 week of prolonged fasting, your body isn't just running low on fuel, it's running low on the minerals that keep your heart beating in rhythm. Your heart is like an orchestra. Electrolytes, potassium, magnesium, phosphate are the sheet music. Without them, the rhythm collapses. And during extended fasting, your kidneys struggle to hold on to these essential minerals. They're being flushed out faster than your body can recycle them. And drinking water alone doesn't replace what's lost. Elite athletes know this instinctively. Hydration isn't just water, it's minerals. That's why sports drinks exist. But when you're fasting, especially for a week or longer, the electrolyte imbalance becomes dangerous in ways that go far beyond athletic performance. Studies show that prolonged fasting without electrolyte supplementation leads to cardiac complications. Your heart muscle depends on precise electrical signals to contract and relax. When potassium levels drop, those signals misfire. Arrhythmias can develop irregular heartbeats that feel like fluttering or skipped beats. In severe cases, cardiac arrest becomes a real risk. This is why hospitals monitor electrolytes closely in patients with eating disorders. Medical professionals understand that the heart doesn't care about willpower. It cares about biochemistry, and no amount of determination can override the fact that your cardiac muscle needs specific minerals to function. Research indicates that after 3 to 4 weeks of complete fasting, the risk of heart failure increases significantly. Not because your heart is weak, but because it's literally missing the chemical components it needs to maintain a steady rhythm. The invisible conductors of every heartbeat, sodium, potassium, magnesium, are depleted. And here's what makes this particularly insidious: you might not feel it happening. Some people experience heart palpitations or chest discomfort. Others feel nothing until the moment their heart rhythm destabilizes. It's silent, gradual, and extremely dangerous. Willpower can't override biochemistry. Your body isn't betraying you. It's trying to keep you alive with insufficient resources. And when it comes to your heart, insufficient isn't just uncomfortable, it's life-threatening. And here's the paradox almost no one talks about. You'd think eating after prolonged starvation would fix everything. It's actually when your body is most fragile. After days or weeks without food, your metabolism has downshifted so dramatically that reintroducing nutrition, especially too quickly, can trigger what's called refeeding syndrome. Your body, starved for so long, suddenly floods with insulin when food arrives. That insulin drives what little phosphate, potassium, and magnesium remain in your bloodstream into your cells to process the incoming nutrients. The result: a dangerous crash in blood electrolyte levels that can cause heart arrhythmias, respiratory failure, seizures, and even sudden cardiac arrest. The meal you think will save you could trigger organ failure within hours. This isn't theoretical. When concentration camp survivors were liberated at the end of World War II, many died not from starvation itself, but from refeeding syndrome. Well-meaning rescuers gave them food, and their systems, metabolically adapted to near zero calories, couldn't handle the sudden influx. It was a tragic lesson in how fragile the body becomes after extreme deprivation. This is why doctors and medical professionals follow strict refeeding protocols. Patients recovering from prolonged fasting or severe malnutrition are given small amounts of food, carefully monitored electrolytes, and gradual caloric increases over days or even weeks. It's not caution for caution's sake, it's because the danger is real and well documented. Medical supervision is critical when recovering from extended fasting. Your body needs to be coaxed back into normal metabolic function, not shocked into it. And if you or someone you know has been fasting for more than 72 hours, the way you break that fast matters as much as the fast itself. Knowing this could save your life or someone else's. The body's resilience is extraordinary, but so is its vulnerability. And the invisible line between discipline and destruction, it's thinnest right when you think you're safe again. So where does that leave us? That invisible line we talked about at the beginning, it's real, and now you know exactly where it is. For most people, fasting within a 16 to 48 hour window can offer genuine metabolic benefits. Ketosis kicks in, autophagy activates, and your body taps into fat reserves the way it was designed to. But push beyond 72 hours without medical supervision, and you're no longer optimizing, you're risking real damage. Muscle breakdown, Electrolyte collapse, cardiac vulnerability, and refeeding syndrome aren't just possibilities. They're documented medical realities. Fasting is a tool, not a test of willpower. And tools have limits. You wouldn't use a hammer to cut wood or a saw to drive nails. The same principle applies here. Understanding how your body responds to fasting means knowing when to stop, not just when to start. Your body, your choice, but make it an informed one. Talk to your doctor, not just your wellness influencer. If you have pre-existing conditions, a history of disordered eating, or any medical concerns, extended fasting isn't something to experiment with alone. The body's resilience is remarkable. So is its fragility. Honor both. Whether you choose to fast again or not, you now understand what happens beneath the surface, the adaptations, the limits, and the dangers. That knowledge is power. And if this changed how you see fasting, share it. Someone you know might be standing at that invisible line right now, not realizing how close they are to crossing it. Knowledge like this could save a life. If you found this exploration fascinating, consider subscribing for more science-backed stories about the human body. Because the more we understand how we work, the better we can take care of ourselves.